So, first of all, I have my own haters. I have at least one guy who likes to give me thumbs down. Never thought I would get my own troll. However, he's busy. I've got two thumbs down. I would not know why, but it doesn't really matter. As I said, this channel will never be monetized, so you heard me. To all my other subscribers, what the heck? I have one thumb up. Are you kidding me, guys? How my videos that bad? Oh man. Okay. That doesn't really matter. So what I'm coming on here is I had that miracle laptop. I thought I had it. The Pope called me and said, Dirk, what did you do? That's not a miracle. I'm not sending any pilgrims to you. Scrap your laptop. No. So the thing is, with Endless OS, I had trouble to install my printer. Let's say it this way. I installed Endless OS on my Packard Bell computer. I could install the printer. Everything worked fine. Great. Wonderful. Then I installed it on my HP Pavilion laptop, and I could not get the HP printer up and running. It was just a nightmare. It came like unauthorized and blah 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 and all this stuff. So I went to their forum. There is a forum, and there's some more people having the same trouble, I guess. And I hope that I did something which will help them too. Because what I figured out is, sadly, it's not a miracle. So no pilgrims coming to my place, touching my laptop for tons of money. However, to help other people, so the situation was, as I said, installed it on my old Packard Bell, wonderful, install printer, scanner works just fine. And I did this with HP-setup -i, little I, lowercase I. And then I went through, downloaded the drivers, all done, super nice, all good. And I would usually show this on the Endless OS I've installed, but I think the Pavilion is really that weak that the video quality wasn't really great. And I don't want you guys to get glasses just because my video quality is getting worse and I get even more thumbs down. However, having said all this, so VLC doesn't work, how can I fix it? Yeah, that's the thing. VLC is still random, so if I have hope for pilgrims, the VLC could help me. I don't have VLC in my App Store, so it just happens to pop up after some time. Yeah, that's my warning, endless distro not found. So that is mine, and I will post that video there because what I have now, that will help. So how did I sort it all out? So it begins with the install. I just fired it up on my Pavilion laptop, and I did not see that I fired it up on UEFI. My wild guess is once I install it from the UEFI booted USB stick, it tries to do the UEFI install. And with that, I believe for what reason so ever, don't ask me how and why, I think I got that authentication error. Because I get the same authentication error from if I install it as non-UEFI, as legacy, but it still gets the GPG key and everything works fine, so I can install it. But in order to install it, and here comes the trick. I saw that lots of people asking, what the heck, how do I get the root password? So here's my step-by-step guide, very important for you guys. If you install it, to avoid pitfalls and later hassles, because it's nothing worse than you have set up your system and all of a sudden you get stuck and there is no way out. Because when I googled around, no one could help these guys, and they all said, what is the root password, what is the root password, because nobody tells you. So what happens is, if you go up, you install Salient OS, then you will be greeted with power off. So you install it, say power off, then you remove your USB key, fire up your laptop or computer, and then you get through English, US, blah blah blah, your place, your location, stuff like that, and then it asks you for your username, and if you want to have it password protected, do not activate password protection, because in the moment I did this, when I used hp-setup space dash lowercase I, it comes to the point when it wants to download the HP drivers, right? Then it's asking you for the root password. If you haven't set up a password on your user account, you can just hit enter and it will accept this and goes through. If you have installed it and set up password protection, enter will give you a wrong password error, and putting your password in from your user account is also giving you a password error. So you're trapped. There's no way around it. Then you say, oh, not a problem, Dirk. I just go into sudoers and change things there. You cannot, because you can't sudo. You can't sudo, you can't su, because your password is not accepted. So you're in a vicious circle where there is no way out, in my opinion, or what I have figured out, than just reinstall the whole thing. So here's my advice for everybody who is installing Endless OS. Install it without password protection first. Then set your user up as sudoer, right? Put in your username or whatever it is, or wheels, and add yourself to the group wheels and set that up as sudoer. And then you actually could create a password. But I also would try to get in SU and set a root password, you know. So that is my strong advice. But in the beginning, just, you know what, when you're in the beginning of setting up your computer, go without it. Don't do any password protection. Go up, install your printer. That's the first thing I did, because that was my major concern. I wanted to get my printer running, right? For VLC, I'm still waiting for it to come up again. It's like a surprise, you know, all of a sudden it's there. Lots of times it's not there. Just wait for it to happen. It pops up, earlier or later it shows, and then you can install it quick, and then you got it, you keep it. I have no idea how they do that, but these are little glitches. Why do I still bother with the system? I do believe, like, I know some churches, they send computers to third world countries, like Haiti, and they don't have always internet, or the strongest internet, or money for internet, or things like that, right? So for them, a system like that would be great, because they can work offline, install lots of stuff offline, use it for educational purpose, lots of things for educational purpose, yeah. And I just love the idea. Then everything is a flat pack, and as much as I understand, they're all sandbox, because they have all their dependencies, everything in that pack. And if it gets hacked, it's just that one, right? It's almost like the jail from FreeBSD, but not that close. It's more like fire jail, right? So, and I think it has great potential. So I will keep that on my wife's laptop. I mean, I'm in a bad book. You have no idea how bad I am. But I won't bother you with that. I will hear all about it every day whenever my wife gets through. I'm hoping, you know, it's always like Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. I hope for Dr. Jekyll, but then Mr. Hyde kicks in and this is it. Then I'm doomed again. However, yeah, maybe she found my channel and gave me these thumbs down here. Dislike, you bad. Yeah, I'm used to it. Having said all this, I believe that Endless OS, it's more like a social platform from educational platform, and I like the idea for that. It's not the typical Linux user system, by far not. It's different, it's something new, and I like to embrace something new. It's nowhere near like FreeBSD, GhostBSD. It's nowhere near any other Linux distribution. And of course, lots of things do not work, because again, it's under the hood is different. So I can't just drop my if you convert dep files or RPM files, you cannot just drop them in opt user and stuff like that, because they are totally different. It's not there. So you're a little bit stuck with what they got. I do not believe that they are going to transfer or convert the Synology clients like Drive, Cloud Backup, and NodeStation, that they will convert this into Flatpaks. Would be nice. I mean, Ubuntu is running Flatpaks now. It might be that Synology is doing it, because they go where the money is, right? If it's for small business and stuff like that, so they're going to do that. most likely. They put deb files out in RPM, so Red Hat is covered, Ubuntu and Debian is covered. Debian, purely more Debian, not the Debian Endless OS is using. That's a little bit different. So I'm just a little bit checking what I got to expect here. Looks all good to me. Nothing I have to fear. I'll push the button. Just running an update here on my Calculate Linux. By the way, I hope I have sound and everything. Do I have sound? Show me. Sound. Yeah, there's sound. Oh, good. I was afraid I've got nothing here again. So, yeah, so that's my finding in a moment. So if you install Endless OS, do not password protect your user account. Install first thing the HP printer. When it's asking you for the root password, just press enter. In the moment you give your user name or your user account a password, all hell breaks loose. Nothing works anymore. So before you give yourself you can put the password protection later on. You just put in password, passwd or passwd, and you just add your password, and then you are password protected, or you change it later. Don't know if it gives the user account, but that's on a terminal, very easy, quick done. I would show that all if it would have installed on my Voyager PC. The Pavilion is too weak, the quality of the videos is too blur and not good enough, so no can do for now. On my Packard Bell, it tells me the GPU is not good enough for OBS, can't have a simple screen recorder, so no can do. I could maybe do it on a VirtualBox. Maybe I'll do another video on a VirtualBox, but this is just to help people, if they're interested in it, go these steps. Do not password protect your account. When you boot up, fire up, install, if you have an HP printer, install your HP printer first. If it comes to the root password, just say enter, press enter button. And when you got this done, you could go and put yourself in sudoers, or add yourself to the group wheels and put group wheels to sudoers. And then at least you have sudo rights, you can do something. And then I would try to go in SU so that you change to root actually. And when you change to root, give you a root password, create a password there too. In that moment you have a root password and have a user password. And in that moment you can help yourself. If you give your user account a password, this is it. I was out. I had no sudo rights. I couldn't sudo for what reason soever. I could not change to SU either. Either password or non-password did not work anymore. So I was out. The only way was to reinstall it and go from there. And then I just did what I told you guys to do. It sounds a little bit weird, but this is what it is. And after that, I will play around a little bit with it because I got to get familiar with it, because maybe Dr. Jekyll comes back and Mr. Hyde stays hidden. Then I can introduce that to my wife and ask her opinion about it, because I think that there's lots of interesting stuff. I think there's sign language on, and so lots of things she's interested in because she does it in school as a resource teacher and stuff like that. So she does lots of little things like that, and that would be a nice system to help. And the same is for, I will maybe introduce that to some of the churches I know which send computers, old laptops and stuff like that into third world countries, that they maybe put that on, because it's not a bad idea. Not bad at all, right? No, you can do it. Why not? They have 100 applications they can install right away. It runs without internet. You can still use it. If you have internet, it's like a social platform. It has Facebook, WhatsApp, Viber, Telegram, I think. So lots of little application to stay in contact, and Skype too, and things like that. I see already I have to do it in a VirtualBox here. I have it installed here, but I have to reinstall it again to show you guys what it all is about, because otherwise it's better if you can see it, I think. So, but this is already installed, and I don't know. I will see if I have a user account there. I have a user account, but I wonder if I did give it a password. And I think I installed the HP printer here already, because that was, to me, if my HP printer scanner doesn't work, the whole distro is not good to me. It just doesn't do it. So I'm really looking forward for, does Gregor, he put his third part out to install Gen 2. Soon I'm hopefully done with, got my instructor in my pocket. That's so important that I got that done. That's because my head is full with it and I have to be really focused and I have to drive a few hours to plan my route and things like that for the final test. So I'm a little bit not up and running here. That's why I haven't done my MX installation on a USB stick again. And these little things are postponed but not cancelled, so they will happen. It's just my personal thing keeps me away. So I didn't put a password in. You see, safety is established. So in that moment, oh yeah, and because it is like GNOME, it doesn't have MC. Let's see what I can do here. Oh yeah, maybe another thing to show. If you want something to show up here on your desktop, like let's say I want to have this terminal. If I get the terminal here, terminal, exterminate. So I right click on it and nothing really is happening, so I can't touch it. So you go to your more apps. Then I go search for the terminal, terminal, exterminate. Oh, what did you do there? Terminal here. Then you click on it, left click, drain. And there, look at this, add to desktop. You click on it and you added it to desktop. And you can remove it the same way. So now if I go back here, there is my terminal. I'm not sure if I have installed the scanner. I think I did. Reference. Yeah, here it is already. You see, it's there. So I installed it already. So that's good. Because I did not give this username a password, this user. In a moment you do this, it's over and out. You kick yourself out of everything. Get VLC. Let's see if I get VLC here. Because VLC is a random thing. Yeah, here it is now. Install it while it appears. I'm not kidding. I kid you not. You have to install it while it's there. So I don't need it here in a virtual box, but I'm waiting for it on my installation to show up because it does it randomly. It shows and it doesn't. You can click 10 times here and you will 10 times have a blank. Now I think it stays there. Once it showed up once, it stays. But in order for it to show up, it's very random. So you have to keep trying. Don't give up. Don't stop. Never give up. Don't stop. Never give up. So, and you can see what I'm saying. It has Facebook. It has WhatsApp. So it has Spotify. It has Skype. I think you can get Viber. Yeah, here's Viber. You see, you can have Viber too. So you have tons of communication platforms here, right? Where you can, and YouTube. Oh, I got to show you this guy too. While we're talking about YouTube, no, I'll make another video. I will make another video. This is just purely about the install. I want to keep it short, actually. So I'm just glad I still have that here. This is just show ups, show ups. There are no apps open, so it can't show me. So I open now simple scan. It opens always full screen, which might be okay for people coming from Windows because it keeps them focused on one screen. It's a little bit like i3. Haha. Okay, that's Gregor Irish. I'm so sorry, I made a mistake. So if you click here, show ups, there they show up, right? And if you click on this on the right corner bottom, it shows if you have more apps, like you open this one here up too. You see now you have both open. So, then you just click on here and then you have two. It's like Alt Tab on Windows, I guess. So I'll click that away. And I'll click this one away. Go back here. So, I don't know what it is, but what makes us work with one system and not with the other, even if they both have XFCE on it, or both are KDE, the version you like, or i3, the version you like. What makes us choose these things? I can't really say. It's something on the system, something maybe intriguing. Here's my curiosity, I guess. I find it intriguing that it runs on Flatpaks. Before, I wasn't a Flatpak fan. I said never, ever in my life Flatpak, because I didn't see the meaning. If you have a normal repository, stuff like that, right? So, and I still stand for it. But this is a different idea. This operating system is a base install of Debian, which is different under the hood, again, big time different. You can't just install .deb files. And it is running on Flatpaks, which is very interesting to me. So I will investigate the whole thing, and I will reproduce a few things in the virtual box to show you. And yeah, I just think for teacher, teaching assistant, churches or organizations which have third world countries, that's just great. I think it's great. But look, if you go for learning, I know that MX 16, 17, they have lots of application too, because Dolphin's wife is a teacher. But you have them all together. You have an encyclopedia, you have eToys farming, Genius Math, geography, Edu Games a little bit, disabilities, and I think that is where sign language and stuff comes in, you see, and there's. So I believe it has huge potential for educational purpose, and because it's all, I was complaining because it's 16 gigabyte almost download, but it has all the applications there. You can install it and don't have to be afraid you don't have internet, or you're on very limited internet somewhere in a third world country, right? Or in a rural area. It doesn't have to be a third world country. It can be a rural area, and you're also already in trouble. Here's a translation thing. I like the idea. I think it's pretty good for what it's meant to do. It is pretty good. I do believe. I mean, that's the thing for me. You can install a screen recorder, which is OBS. It works here. You can scan. You can print. If you listen to my advice, because that's what I figured out, and that's what bites people in the butt. So if soon as you got that done, you can scan, you can print, you can screen record. You have network access that works flawless. That did that very well. So Zamba is installed, but I think that comes with GNOME or something like that, you know. So it should show up here. It does usually on a real install on real hardware. And so I have never had trouble to access my network access storage. So I can do everything I want. But what for daily driver, you have Word documents. Ignore this. This is usual. Who cares? In real hardware, it works flawless. It always did. So you can scan, you can print. You have Word. You have Word, spreadsheets, writer, presentation. That's what most people need. I don't need database. Most people don't ever need it anyway. So you can do your office work. You can do your work. You can browse in the internet. I forgot what they use as email program. I think it's Claw. What is that? So they have this Gmail thing. But let's see, what is that? Oh, it's already open. Let's see what it is then. Gmail, I think, is just an application which opens your browser to get you to your Gmail account. I haven't tried it yet. Oh, Evolution. So Evolution is good. It's a little bit like Outlook, so people from Windows will like it. I'm still in a contest of finding a good email program, because I made a video about Thunderbird and where it is heading to, and it's scary to me. So I want to get rid of Thunderbird not as fast as I can, because in the moment it's still okay, but I want to get rid of it because I know the future of it. And I'm not a fortune teller. You just have to listen what they're saying. They're so transparent. They think they're hiding it. They're like little kids. They're holding hands in front of them. You can't see me. With their hands in front of their eyes. And no, you can't see me, but I can see you. So that's how the cookie crumbles. So I'm pretty excited about this. I mean, I don't know why. I'm like a little child here when I see that. I'm not a GNOME fan. I'm not really against it, but I think what GNOME did with the what they call file manager is a joke. It is just a dreadful joke. Look at this. You can't even see how much space do you have left on my hard drive. Because there are sometimes errors which happen because you're running out of space on your hard drive. And you will never know if you work with GNOME, because it can't tell you. So I don't know if you can install MC. Let's say Midnight. No, you can't get Midnight Commander either. Oh, no, you cannot. Nope, no such thing. Okay, you can't get MC on here. So it has its limitation, but as I said, it's not like for us tinkerers, you know, not stinkerers, tinkerers, those who have their fingers in codes. In extreme, like people with i3, Gen 2, with Gregor Irish, I think this wouldn't be any trouble for Vasa 64, for Robo Noogie. They all have their fingers in a code, you know, they just have all zeros and ones coming out of their hands. So for them it's easy to tinker around. But if you come as a, let's say, new user from Windows, and because you hate, my wife can't get there. She loved Windows a lot. Even Windows 8, she let that happen to her. Now Windows 10 does what it does. It did install updates and changed stuff on her settings. No, now my wife is becoming upset. And that is an opportunity to me. I do not like to have that on the bottom, but the way they set it up, you have your big information calendar thingy here on the top, I guess. So then open up, Federal Agent coming in, open your calendar. Yeah, it should have done it. It didn't do it. But then I hear say it doesn't do it. So I guess when you connect your Gmail account, because that works on Gnome, yeah? So you can have your online accounts connected here, and then you can, as I said, for work, and I mean, yeah, forget about privacy much, but with Gmail, Google, at least we know, they are using it merciless for advertising, and they do. But they provide really great services, and I like, until now, they haven't been found crooked, except one thing with Google Home. It was perma-listening and sending everything back home. They say there was a glitch. Yeah, I take these glitches serious. I don't like it. But however, they apologized, they changed it. And that was the only time I heard something from Google doing such a thing. And I mean, they made no secret out of it that they are using all your stuff for advertising. And they do. And that keeps their services free for you, right? I mean, for business, they do charge you something, and you still get spied at. But that's part of the Google package, right? All right. Like, I have a Google Home, and trust me, often you put the sound on that it makes did when you call it, right? And every now and then it starts did so it starts listening. So I tell it not to listen, then it goes boom. It goes off. However, this is Endless OS. I know I get dislikes. I have no idea why, and I give it swear-free channel here. I don't care much about it, I guess. It hurts my pride, of course. And I mean, if people think my videos are bad, then I might have to stop doing videos or whatever. But the majority, I think, is okay with my videos. And what it was meant to be, this channel, was always to help people in trouble. And I've seen that with Endless OS, lots of people had this root password trouble, you know, and they install their stuff, they get everything done, and then they figure out they're trapped and there's no way out. The way Endless OS is made, or at least they couldn't get help. I couldn't get help either with that. I tried, I Googled, and no way. So, and then I'll do the try and error, right? I can't give up, so I had to try, and I did it. For some reason, even if I put the hard drive from my laptop in my Voyager PC, it just doesn't boot up. I wanted it to run on this computer because I want to see if I have to install an NVIDIA graphic card. Would that work? I think if you put in NVIDIA here, it doesn't show. It's a no-show. See, there's no NVIDIA. So coordinates here. No, I'm not interested in NVIDIA. See. However, not there. But I can't say much because I don't have it installed on my Pavilion laptop. Would be interesting to see on my gaming laptop. I mean, I want to reinstall my whole gaming laptop, so I want to. It's in the moment MS-DOS partition table, and I want to change it to what's a partition table called? Brain frozen. Mayday. GPT partition table, right? That's what I want. So endless partitions. So I can run tons of stuff on it, right? Yeah. And the sad thing is, so I can only tell people, do not get an Optimus laptop if you play around with Linux. If you use Linux Mint or any Ubuntu version, you're totally fine because they install the NVIDIA driver. Do you run Solus? That's fine too. They can install the NVIDIA driver too. I just had with Solus, it's a rolling release too, and I played World of Tanks a lot, and every now and then something got screwed up, so I couldn't play it anymore. So it became unreliable to me for the purpose I wanted to use it. But that is it. Yeah, I know it's not the most exciting part for most of people, Endless OS. I can imagine. But I'm intrigued by the purpose, what it is made for. And I want to test it. I want to work around with that. And I think I got to introduce this to my church, that they speak to other churches and maybe other organizations which try to help these third world countries with earthquakes and stuff like that happening. And maybe even in the classrooms, right? It's not a bad system. I mean, no kidding, I'm not saying not at all, but I think for the purpose, it's a good system. For us tinkerers, it's a little bit like our hands are bound on the back and one leg is up because we can't tinker too much. It's too far away from a Unix system, too many changes. So, well, let's see how it goes. I mean, yeah, it's a very young system. It's not that famous, I guess. I've seen 2,300 people read in the forum something, so there will be more users. But for the purpose they build it, and if you read the mission statement there, what I think, what they said, third world countries, blah blah blah. So that is all good to me. That sounds very nice, very good. I love it. I love the idea. So I'll switch this off now. Sorry if that bores some people, but maybe I can get you to catch fire of the idea. And I will make a few more videos because I think it will help people. The little videos I make, they usually help some people. Like, as I said, if you don't know how to fix this, nobody can tell you the root password because it seems to be none. They say you have no root password, but in the moment you give a user account a password, this is it, you're screwed. Then something happens to that root password, which is not your user password. But however, I explained that. You know the way out. Even if you haven't looked to the end, what I told you in the beginning is the one which will help you. Everything else was just a little bit talking about the system. And so I cut that video off. I let my installation finish. Thanks to Calculate Linux, it will usually say unmerge on the end. I click that too, and then I have a very clean, nice system again on Calculate Linux, and I never had trouble. He cheers me up actually, really. And Das Gregor is pretty cool that he put this really out. He's put the Gentoo install guides part 3 out. And I'm got to do this. I will follow his steps and do it. And then you see. And if there is one mistake that I get stuck, I go to his channel. Oh, Das Gregor, what did you do? I got stuck. Oh dear, oh dear. I learned from my wife. I always start whining and picking on him. No, I will not pick on him. But I would ask him for help. And that wouldn't be a big deal. He would be just helping like this, clack, all done. As I said, few people, they have just code in their fingers and that goes all in and out and they program stuff and very nicely, well done. I'm a little bit so I have the gift to find weird glitches in systems like I found with Endless OS. But I also have the bite to sort this out and figure out how to bypass it if I can't sort it. So that's a nice workaround, or a few things you have to be aware of when you install it, and then you will be totally fine. I will verify this sudo thing, but logic dictates if you add yourself to sudo, then you change before you give yourself a password, right? Then you change to su, go to root, give root a password, then go back into your user account, give your user account a password, and then you have a root password and a user password, and that should do. Logic dictates, but not all is logic. So this is it, guys. That's a very short video. I think I just hit the 1 minute 30 seconds. The money is just pouring in. Thank you, YouTube. Yeah, no, this channel will never be monetized. No to monetizing. And this is it, guys. I hope you like that video a little. I hope that even the hardcore people are a little bit intrigued by the idea behind Endless OS. And yeah, it's you can't tinker much, but I think you can use it as a daily driver if you want to. And I will try that too. As I said, I still have my FreeBSD GhostBSD running. I play around with that, and it is like my Calculate Linux for now. It is rock solid. It just doesn't have many updates, which is totally fine by me. Shortfalls for me is I can't get my Synology clients running. Here, look, I've got Drive running. I've got Cloud Backup running, which gives me versioning of the drive. If I change something here, it gives me versioning. And I've got my Synology Node Station, which is really nice. It all works fine here in Calculate Linux. No trouble. It doesn't show here. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't, but it's always running in the background, and you can check that with htop. And I usually do the test. What's running here? All on 100% on an i7 CPU. What did I do? Oh, the updates. Yeah, compile most likely. I hope the video runs fine anyway. Having said this, and Calculate Linux, even when I was sloppy with the updates, it never gave me trouble like I had on Arch. If you wait too long with Arch, usually you get in trouble. Key certifications are not trusted anymore, have changed. And yeah, there are workarounds, but they're workarounds. I just like to click a button and it works. And yeah, Calculate Linux does this to me. It's a very, very, very reliable, good system to me. And as I said, for some reason in Linux Mint, I could not install Endless OS. It crashed my whole Linux Mint gaming platform. So here it doesn't do it. In Calculate Linux I could just install it fine. Well, I just did it. So yeah. Alright. So yeah, I guess everybody knows Calculate Linux is my baby. It's the easy Gentoo. It's the MX for Gentoo. It's just absolutely easy. Very nicely done. Very stable, very robust, very easy to maintain, very easy to install your stuff. Easy, and easy. So yeah, that's what it is. Okay, guys. Yeah, on lighter hardware, if you have less gigabyte RAM, like 2 gigabyte RAM, I found that lots and lots of Linux distributions, it doesn't really matter which one, they all kind of load up the memory. I know it's on purpose. They say, oh yeah, empty RAM is wasted RAM, but the handling is not there if you have a little gigabyte, and it kind of gets sluggish. And I wish they wouldn't have done this. I would give you the option that prefetch or whatever it's running there, that it's not running, and it's doing it. Yeah, if you have a 2 gigabyte RAM laptop, they all say, oh yeah, I just need 500 gigabyte, blah blah blah. It's rubbish. It's not true. Yeah, it happens when you run the system for a few minutes. But if you boot it up a few times and start using it, it will take more and more RAM. And you come to the point that 2 gigabyte is very quick done. And the moment you open up your browser, you open up a few tabs and all your RAM goes down the drain. And yeah, I'm still looking for something which doesn't do it. And I have to watch out here what FreeBSD does, or GhostBSD. I mean, I say GhostBSD, FreeBSD, because GhostBSD is based on FreeBSD, both on 11.1. And if you want to install the vanilla, if you can do theming stuff like that, FreeBSD is installed in no time. It's quickly done. But I like what the GhostBSD guy did, because it's themed nicely. I don't have to do much. I just install it, and fine, click a button, works. And my guide, how to install the NVIDIA drivers, works flawless. Doesn't matter if you have this kernel sources or not. It's easily done. No worries about that. And HP printer installations, no problem anymore. It's all good. It's all fine. Yeah, this is it. Okay, guys. I said already 10 seconds ago I will cut that video here off. This is it. I hope you like it. I mean, nobody will watch it to the end, most likely, but if that helped already somebody in the beginning to know, oh man, I have to install it again, I have to be careful with the password. be careful with the password, and I will put a few more videos out about NSOS and share a little bit of my findings, what to do, how to do. It's a little bit more workarounds, right? Okay guys, stay tuned, and sorry if I can't do everyday videos. Like tomorrow I'm working, Tuesday I will be the whole day in the city, because I go with the senior driver instructor to the city and have to map my route. It's for 3 lessons, so I have to be really good with that. So I know what to do, how to do when I got the kids on board and teach them, right? If somebody got 20 years experience, I take that rather than reinventing the wheel. So, and then I hope I get my last test done very quick, very soon. That the wheels keep turning, literally. Haha. Okay, guys. In between, there's always videos coming. As I said, little things. I'm kind of happy that I found something which wasn't working right, so I could fix it. And then this channel is again a helping channel. It helps people. Okay, guys. Stay tuned. And as Gregor, sorry that it takes me so long, but I downloaded all 2 parts already. I have to download now part 3. And they take a long time to watch, but I'm going to watch them. And then I will follow your steps and see how that works, how the cookie crumbles. And I might do that, but I'm a little bit reluctant to reinstall my gaming laptop in a moment. I really don't want to, because that's my Calculate Linux here on my gaming laptop, and I like what I have set up, and everything is just working fine. And yeah, I will see. Maybe another time. Here comes the lazy joke. Oh dear me. I will see. Because I have to set up my business first, right? I'm waiting for the name registration, for that to be done. And when that runs, I have to get everything up and running that I do, because the taxman will come too, right? They will come and say, I want your tax. And I have to make sure that it works everywhere, flawless, and then everything is good. And that's why I need my computers to work. That's why I need systems where I can rely on, which is to me Calculate Linux, because it just never let me down. But my philosophy is always have 2 independent operating systems on one computer, just in case one fails for what reason soever. 2 independent, and then you're pretty good. And usually we tinkerers, we have more than 1 computer, so you always have another computer somewhere with another system running, right? As long as you don't have Windows, you will be fine. So this is it. Nobody heard my joke. Maybe that's Gregor. Yeah, he does. Okay guys, have a good day, and I hope you like that video, and the hater, yeah, you can kiss my feet. Okay, bye guys.